everyone! My name is Amanda and today I have a very exciting video to share with you guys because today I'm talking about 8 amazing books that are under 300 pages. You know, sometimes you just don't feel like picking up that 500-page book, not even that 400-page book, so here are some books that are short but every word in those books are just amazing. I have a variety of books here. There are contemporaries, classics, there are paranormal, and just a mix of fun books. I would be so happy if you would like to do a video telling me about your favorite books under 300 pages, and then you can leave a link to that video in the comment section below, and I would just love to watch it and comment on it and love it. That would be awesome. But if you don't make videos, then you can just leave a comment, tell me your favorite books under 300 pages below in the comments. Let's get going, shall we? So the first book I'm going to talk about today is Mind Games by Kiersten. This book is 237 pages and I really enjoyed it when I read it last year. This book follows 2 girls, Fia and Annie, and they both have some pretty interesting powers. Annie, if I don't remember right, can see into the future while she is blind to the world around her. Fia, on the other hand, has some cool kick-ass powers, and the thing is that they are captured and they use Annie as a way to get Fia to do what they want. I remember this book as just being fast-paced, really fun, and just a great read, actually. The next book I'm going to talk about is a Swedish book I read very recently, and that is A Comedian Growing Up by Jonas Gardell. This book is 247 pages and it is about bullying, and it is an autobiography from this author, Jonas Gardell, and he is a Swedish comedian, and this book is basically, like I said, about bullying and about loneliness, and it's just very beautifully written. I love the writing style in this, and I would definitely recommend this book. It's really, really good. The next book I'm going to talk about is one of my all-time favorite contemporaries, and it is On the Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta. This book is so amazing. I read it for the Booktubeathon last year, and to this day it remains one of my all-time favorite books. It is almost 300 pages. It is 290, so it just fits this list perfectly. I don't own it, but I really need to get my hands on it so I can reread it again and again, and it's just so good. It follows a girl living on a boarding school, and on this boarding school it is kind of a war going on between 2 groups, and it's just a really deep, entertaining story filled with longing and heartbreak and just amazingness. I adored this book and you should definitely pick it up. I also did a review of this book, and it was ages and ages and ages ago. It was before I got my new editing program, and I'm just very, very awkward in that video. But if you want to see a full review of this book, then I will leave a link to it in the description box. The next book I have to show you is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Chebosky. This book is 213 pages and it is written in letter form. It follows a boy named Charlie who writes letters about him growing up, and this is just a beautiful coming-of-age story, and the characters are just so amazing and definitely worth a read if you have not yet picked this up. I know that it is a very popular book and I totally agree. This book has every element to become a wonderful, wonderful story, and it is. The next book I'm going to talk about is a classic, and it is my favorite classic so far, and it is Of Mice and Men by Steinbeck. This book is no longer than 103 pages, and it's just pure amazingness. I really enjoyed this book while I read it. It follows 2 men who is looking for a job during the Great Depression in America. One of them is very smart and the other one is kind of simple-minded, and it is just a great story about their friendship, and they're trying to find a job at a farm, and it's a really beautiful story. So if you're looking for a classic that is short but very good, then you should definitely try this out because it is my favorite classic I've read so far. The next book I'm going to talk about is another contemporary that I really enjoyed while I read it. It is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I am a big admirer of everything John Green does, writes. I kind of stalk him on the internet, and this book is no exception. It is 256 pages, not very long, but still this contains some really good stuff. It follows a male protagonist called Miles, and he goes to, I think it's college, and he lives there, and there he meets a girl called Alaska Young. She is very different, and he instantly kind of falls in love with her, but Alaska has some problems that she needs to solve, and there is more of a friendship going on between the two. This is just another kind of coming of age story, and I really enjoyed it while I read it. I did not enjoy it as much as The Fault in Our Stars, but it is definitely up there, and if you want to read more John Green, then give this one a try. It's really good. The second to last book I'm going to talk about is another one of my favorite YA contemporaries of all time, and it is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. This book, I read it a very long time ago, but I still remember it as being such a wonderful, heartbreaking, loving story. It's basically about two sisters, and one of the sisters unfortunately dies, and the sister left behind has always been the one standing behind, while the other sister was the outgoing charismatic sister, and now the sister left behind has to stand on her own legs and build her own name and her own relationships, and it's just a wonderful story. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, to this day it remains one of my all-time favorite YA contemporaries. This one is not actually very hyped, so if you're looking for a little bit more of an underhyped book, then definitely try this out. It is such an amazing book. So the last book I'm going to talk about today is only 181 pages, and I read it pretty recently, and that book is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I really enjoyed this book. It was very mysterious, very different from what I've read before. It is a paranormal book about a man who goes back to his home, and when he gets there he starts remembering things from his childhood, and it's just, I don't want to tell you too much because you shouldn't know too much going into this book in my opinion, and it's just a really beautiful story. I really like Neil Gaiman's writing, and like I said, it's a very different read, definitely worth trying out. If you want to know more of this book and what I thought about it, then I will leave a link to a full review I did of it in the description box below. And that concludes my video of books under 300 pages. Yeah, so like I said, that was actually all I had for you today. I have plans on doing a video with books I love over 500 pages. That will be coming for you soon, but like I said, leave a comment saying what your favorite books under 300 pages are. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up because that would help me out a lot. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys in my next video, so stay tuned. Bye!